Hello everyone. This is my first YouTube video. In this video, I'm going to go over my entire impression, which this impression in particular is going over the 26th Infantry Division, in particular the 104th Infantry Regiment B Company in February 1945. This is going to be a rather long video. I'm going to go over as much as I can, not in real depth because there's just a very large amount of things here. I'll explain just minor parts, things like that. This will be a two-part video, probably around 20 minutes each. Feel free to skip through at any point just to find the basics of things you want to know, stuff like that. All right, so first off, we're going to start with the rifle, obviously. And this is, as I said before, this is a rifleman impression for the 26th Infantry. Also, that's also the division that I reenact. Okay, starting off is my M1 rifle, which is a 1943 M1 Garand. Here, I'll go into focus. 1943 M1 Garand. This is an original Garand. All original parts. So this is the standard issue rifle that a rifleman would get during the war. So relatively simple. That's that. Going to this right here. This would be in the buttstock of the gun right here. This is the cleaning component. This contains of an oiler, which inside contains a bore thong, which is a cleaning thong that goes down the rifle, or down the barrel of the rifle. That also goes onto the thong. That it's like a metal brush for the thong as well. Horsehair brush, just for cleaning debris off the surface of the gun. This is a M3A1, I believe M3A1 combination tool for the M1 Garand. This includes several pieces that help with the clean the Garand. This is, I'll go into, if we'll focus, grease rifle lubriplate 130-A. This is grease for the rifle. This is original grease. These were given in the buttstocks, and as I said before, this is original. So that's what these looked like, and these would go in the buttstock. This is just a cleaning patch. So that's relatively simple, just a cleaning patch. So now going off to more of the uniform of the rifle. This is a M1923 cartridge belt. Included with it is a first aid pouch. I'll have to open it. Inside the first aid pouch is an original Carlisle package. It is a tin and contains a Carlisle with as well as sulfanilamide. Each GI would get one of these, and it would go inside this pouch. A lot of guys would have these, including other guys. Other MOS would have these as well. This is a canteen dated 1943. So pretty standard canteen. Inside this is a cup and the canteen. I'm not gonna take it out, but cup and canteen. Kind of goes over as fast as possible. This is the bayonet for the M1 Garand, as well as the scabbard, which attaches to these. I forgot the name of these, but it's attached to the cartridge belt. A lot of guys will put these on here, as well as in the haversack, which is right there. I'll explain that later on. All right, now going on to more of the basic uniform. Oh, one more thing. These are also bandoliers. These are bandoliers, as many guys many guys that were riflemen would carry as many of these as possible. So you'd see guys carrying one or two of these slinged over their body. So this is the original. These are both originals. These are blank. See, these have post-war ones would have writing. Typically lot numbers, repacking numbers on either side, sometimes on one side. Original World War II ones that are untouched are blank, OD3, sometimes OD7 if they're later war. A lot of guys would tie these like so, as in order to cinch it closer to their body so it would not drag. So that is one major component. All right, now moving on to more of the uniform. So starting at the bottom. No, actually, no, we'll start way at the bottom over here. We are going to start with the socks. These are just regular wool socks, relatively simple. These are also original. These are a rare type of winter boots, which are very common with the 26th Infantry in the winter, as well as going through February into spring. These are called shoe packs. These are original. These are very hard to come by, so this is just a impression video. A lot of guys would also have double buckles, so those also work fine. But a lot of guys and a lot of folks would be wearing shoe packs. These are made specifically for snow and mud. They're very long. somewhat annoying to deal with in the field because these are take a long time to tie and untie, but work very good for keeping the water and wetness out from underneath your socks. So 1+ with those boots, but very common with the 26th Infantry during the late war. Oh shit! Don't mind me, I just hit the thing. All right, moving on. This right here are the, correct me if I'm wrong, I forgot the full name of these, M1937, I think, wool pants. I could be wrong. M1937 wool pants, these were common, standard issue to every GI during the Second World War. These keep you very warm, as well as including on them is a belt. This is a standard, but I think this is 43 dated. This is 42 dated. You gotta keep in mind, about, I would say 90% of this thing, this entire impression is original. I'm kind of an original freak, so that's how that is. This right here is another recommendation, like the shoe packs. This is not needed. You could go for easier routes. Not everyone did have these, but these were seen a lot with the 26th. These are coveralls, originally made for tankers, although a lot of GIs would also use them because they insulated very, very well. They have a wool inliner, canvas outliner. So they work very well. They are coveralls, so relatively simple. Seen a ton in late war, so also great, and they keep you warm, so that's a plus. Yeah, all right, moving on to the M1941 field jacket. Basically, sorry, my phone's freaking out a little bit. Basically, this was the standard issue jacket for the 26th Infantry. Since we were a late war unit, we hit the Normandy beaches, just Normandy beaches. September of 44, so we'd be issued later war gears, including the M1943 field jacket. This jacket in particular, this is an original. This is dated October 1944, so as well pretty perfect for 26th Infantry because, as I stated before, later war. Okay. Included on these are 4 pockets. 1, 2, 3, 4. In these 4 is a bunch of materials that GIs would just have on their person. I will go over some of these quickly. Lucky Strike cigarettes. This is a cigarette tin. That's just recommended. That's not recommended. That's just stuff that some GIs would carry. Pocket knife, very helpful in the fields. Comb. This is a flashlight. Not every GI would have these, but they are very nice to have. This is a TL-122-A. It is in working condition right now. Yeah, working condition. This is a little bit sketchy. I might have to work on a little bit, but it does work, so that's good. Not great. Ones nowadays are way better, but still works. This is a reproduction, 20 cartridges, M1 30-06 ammo box, or just ammo carton, I should say. It holds 20 rounds. Some GIs would carry some extra ammo on them, so that's what I have there. This is an original 40s era shoe brush. This is also, not every guy would have this, but just nice to have on you to clean your shoes off when needed. Gloves, these are also original. Very nice to have. Keep your hands warm. Highly recommend. Just regular gloves. This was a component with the 43 field jacket. This is a M1943 hood. This buttons to the top of this jacket, and you can wear it as a hood over your helmet as well as also just on your head. So very nice for cold weather. It keeps the rain off your head, keeps your head dry, all that. This is just a K ration, later war K ration, also known as a morale ration, because later war they began to put these, how should I say it? Basically just, they added more, doesn't matter. They just added more font and stuff onto it to make it look more morale boosting. So those are later war type K. Guys would carry these in their pocket. They fit in this pocket very well. So there you go. These are my dog tags right here. Right here, these are my regular dog tags. Say my name. These are the later war ones, perfect for the 26th Infantry, as well as a P38 can opener, which is also an original. So yes, that is that. Alrighty. Moving on to the helmet, and as well as some headwear. Underneath your helmet, a lot of guys would be wearing Jeep caps. This is a Jeep cap right here. This is an original Jeep cap. Very nice. A lot of guys would carry this over their head. Not every guy would have this. These are kind of overdone in not Jeep caps. This is a scarf. This is a period correct scarf. Actually got brought back by my great uncle. These are somewhat overdone in the reenactment community because yes, GIs did do them, and a lot of family members from home would ship these to GIs via mail, but they're a little bit overdone. Not everyone had them, but some guys did. I decided to wear them because I like the look of it. But scarf, there you go. So that's pretty simple. Moving on to the M1 helmet, standard issue for all riflemen. This has a shrimp neck over it, which is also common with the 26th Infantry. Inside is just the later war high pressure liner. Has my last name. A lot of guys put personal insignia on it, which I also do. So there you go. Pretty straightforward. M1 helmet. This is original but refurbished. So there is that. Okay. Moving on to the undergarments, which is right here. I'm going to explain this quickly. Those right there are boxers. Very common. Used throughout the entire war. Boxers. This is upper long johns. So these would be worn on the upper side of your body, over your chest. These are long johns for your legs. These are both original. Everything in this actually is original. And this is a tank top. Very common and the most common undergarment and or shirt for riflemen, and as well as just the standard GI. White shirts were not really used. They're rather uncommon. So, which is one reason why people say them as inaccurate. But really, it's whatever you can get your hands on. This is just this is me kind of being very stingy about it and trying to be as accurate as possible. But being as accurate as possible is the tank top. So there you go. Over your jacket to keep dry would be a raincoat. Raincoats were rather common with the 26th Infantry. Sorry. This is a 1943 dated raincoat. Guys would have these and wear them over their person to keep themselves dry. Relatively simple. So that's that. Raincoat. That's original also. This right here may seem a little bit confusing. This is what is called a bedroll. Guys would tie this to sling over their bodies. This contains 2 shelter halves and or pup tents together, and inside would be poles and tent poles and tent stakes. 10 total, and 2 poles in order to make a full tent for 2 guys. A guy would carry one of these in order to make 1 tent or have a half of it, so 2 guys would work together to make 1. These are ropes that guys would carry to help sustain the to hold up the tent. They would tie this together so they can tie it over their body. So they would carry that with them throughout combat, or if they're going from place to place. So there's that. This is the haversack. This is the post-World War I haversack. The World War II one. This is actually a repro, surprisingly enough. Haversack. I'm not going to go into real depth about that. Just haversack. This is a M1943 entrenching tool. This is dated 1944, as well as the entrenching tool is also dated 44. That is original. So that is the later war. The earlier one would be a T-handle shovel, which was also used throughout World War I. So, yeah, there's that aspect. Right here, which would go in the meat can pouch, which is right here. This is a mess tin dated Nat Monarch Company, 1944. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. Hope so. But there's that. Included would be fork, knife, and spoon. So not all GIs would be carrying a fork or a knife in combat because there's kind of this extra weight. So not everyone would really be carrying these. So, yeah, it is what it is. A spoon was very common. Basically, everyone still have a spoon on them, but the knife and fork were less needed. So guys would typically drop those. So, yeah, but spoons needed. These are all 3 original. This is actually dated 44. Only the knife was actually dated, which is relatively odd, but yeah. So inside haversacks, a lot of guys would be carrying personal effects. So some things that would be carrying inside haversacks. Let me just reposition right over here. I'm like stepping on things. One major thing. Sorry, I'm like my camera focused. There you go. Now it's focused. All right, perfect. Right here is just a wash roll. Oh, that's just unneeded stuff. But this is a wash roll. This is just for washing your face, shaving your face, etc. This is a wash basin dated 1944. Not many guys really carry these. I just had it just because I liked it. So a wash basin to carry your stuff as well as wash your face. But not everyone carry those. Those are actually relatively uncommon. So don't go out of your way to buy one of those. They're not necessarily needed. So, yeah, let me reposition over here. Okay, now, this is what you'll be carrying in your ditty bag, which is also a very common bag to carry your items. Included in this ditty bag is Barbasol shaving cream. Right here, Barbasol shaving cream. I got this off of World War II Soldier. World War II Soldier is very good for getting reproduction pieces like this. Majority of this is original, but that is reproduction. This is actually a fully original shaving kit. A Gillette shaving kit, including original dot razor blades. Let me just open this. I don't know if you can see that. It's hard to say, I know. Sorry about that. But shaving kit, original. Very useful in combat. This is a shaving brush, horsehair. This is, I think, a reproduction. I got this at an antique shop. Shaving brush. This is tooth powder, actually original tooth powder. Also very common, as well as toothpastes would work too. This is also just a wash rags, wash towel would also work too. Towel, rag. So this would just be also helping your face when you're shaving. Shaving mirror. It's original. Reproduction Williams mug shaving soap. And this is body soap. This is actually reproduction, but the tin is original. This is just reproduction soap. I got this also off of World War II Soldier, and there is an actual soap bar in there, so very helpful. So that is good. Sorry if I'm talking fast. I'm just trying to do this whole thing as quickly as possible, because I know this is I'm trying to get a super long video. All right. Moving on. Actually, I might be able to get this whole thing in one part, so that'd be relatively nice. Okay. Moving on. Right here is the M1937 wool shirt, also standard issue, as well as the wool pants for the Second World War, with the 26th Infantry patch, which is seen there as well as there. Okay, in this is some pocket litter as well. That's also pocket litter over there, but I already explained that. Here's some pocket litter that some guys will be carrying. This is not necessarily needed stuff for reenacting. This is just personal effects that GI would carry from day to day. Not necessarily needed for, like I said before, reenacting. This is more of a campaigner look over here. So, anyways, continuing. We have a Zippo lighter. This is a reproduction. Original ones, if you can find them, are very expensive, but there you go. Zippo lighter, very helpful in combat. Waldorf toothpaste. These would be issued or handed out in K rations, so the guys would get these and hold on to them. This is a handkerchief, original. This is a wallet, including my enlisted man identification card, as well as, sorry, excuse me. This is sweetheart photos or pinup photos. This is actually my great-grandmother, believe it or not, from 44, I believe, the photo is. It's back, sorry. I know it's like not kosher, but okay. And also, here's some reproduction money, wartime money. GIs would be issued money by the United States government that they could spend in war-occupied territories like France and Germany. So there's French and Deutschmarks in there. So there is that. Okay, moving on is to the other pocket is a sewing kit. This is the HPT sewing kit, very commonly used. I'm not gonna open this up, but it's basically just needles and buttons in here. So there's that. And in here is this is somewhat overdone in the reenactment community as well, but here is some war bringbacks. A lot of GIs would take medals, hats, flags, armbands, etc. off of dead Nazis, or just Nazis in general, or just piles from Nazis. This includes a cap eagle, a medical wound badge. This is basically a Purple Heart for the Germans. A lot of guys would carry these. And this is a Hitler Youth, I think, sports badge. I'm not sure about that. This one's 36 dated, but don't correct me on that if you know what this actually is. I think it's a correct sports badge, but I'm not sure. Anyways, there is that. Now, moving on, making sure I got everything. Yeah, that's the majority of that. Okay. Moving on. Yeah, I'll be able to get this in one part. It's going to be just a rather long video. So as I said before, sorry. This is going to be a relatively long video. There's a lot of stuff in this impression. Moving on here is some more pocket litter of what would be, just not pocket litter, This is more of personal effects that would be held inside a GP bag and a lightweight gas mask bag. Little information of the lightweight gas mask bag. These on D-Day were given to GIs filled with a gas mask. After D-Day, when they figured out gas warfare was no longer used by the Germans, they would dump the gas mask and keep the bag for personal use. That's what the lightweight gas mask is for, and that's why it's seen all over the war. It was kept throughout the war, so guys would carry their personal effects in it. So I just sat down. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Let me kind of zoom out a little bit on this. I'll stay zoomed in. Okay. First of all is 2 more K rations. This is breakfast and dinner. Throughout the war, they had 3 K rations. They would have 3 a day: breakfast, dinner, and then supper. They would be issued 3 of these a day. These were not necessarily the greatest. Guys would much rather have hot meals, but it is what it is. When you're in combat, you got to deal with this type of stuff. So, all right, continuing is Colgate toothpaste. A lot of guys would have this. This is in a reproduction, but wartime box. Here are War Department German as well as French phrase books. These were issued to GIs so they could speak German and or French to civilians as well as prisoners of war. So very useful and also very interesting to read. They're actually very cool. Highly recommend getting a reproduction pair because they do sell them on World War II Soldier. Okay. Right here, this is also just not necessarily needed. This is a candle. A lot of guys would carry candles on them to have some sort of lighting at night if they did not have a flashlight or if they want a stationary writing position. So candles would also work. This is, believe it or not, an original toothbrush as well as dental floss from World War II. Original toothbrush. I use this in the field, believe it or not. But very nice. A lot of GIs would carry all this stuff. Sorry, I'm just putting this back. Okay. Right here is a reproduction of Charms candy. Charms would also be issued in K rations. Very common that GIs would hold on to this stuff. This is a match holder, waterproof. This is 44 dated. I remember buying this. This is foot powder, a huge tin of foot powder. June 4th, 42 dated. This is original. Very, very important. Any GI would know having a wet foot and while marching is not a good sign. That leads to trench foot. Therefore, foot powder was used in order to keep feet dry. Very important and needed for every GI. Continuing, here are some more socks that guys would carry on their person, as well as more underwear that more guys would carry on their person. Okay. Right here is some paperwork. This includes my War Department ID card. Over there was the enlisted man's ID card in my wallet. This is the War Department ID card. This will carry a lot of personal information as well as a photo of you. Yes, that is me. There you go. Personal stuff. As well as a driver's permit. This was just so guys, it was basically a driver's license for that time period so guys can carry trucks. All things going down. So there's that. This is a soldier's individual pay record. This is all just personal effects. This is not necessarily needed, as I said before, to start reenacting. Really, just if you want to start reenacting, get the bare wools, and then kind of grow from there. This stuff is not needed, keep in mind. This is just stuff I have collected over the years to be as accurate as possible. But keep in mind, you do not need all this stuff. This is just personal stuff that whether or not you could get, it's up to you. So, there you go. Okay, continuing. This is an original Uncle Sam deck of playing cards. This is 1943 dated Uncle Sam playing cards. Guys would play playing cards just when they had free time. Pretty simple. This is a original prayer book, actually brought back by my great-grandfather from the Second World War. Prayer book, Key of Heaven. Continuing. These are spare laces for the leggings and spare laces for your boots. These would not go for the shoe packs. These would go for double buckles or cap toes or anything like that. These would go for leggings. Anyways, that's what those are used for. A lot of guys have spare laces because laces would break very often in the field. So, not common. I mean, very common for guys to have spare laces. This is some thread. This would go to my sewing kit, which is still right over there. Just some thread so guys can sew patches, etc. Fix holes rips, whatever. Thread, a lot of guys would carry that. This is OD3 as well as OD7. Here is some writing. Oh, this is also just a tin. This is empty. I carry a lot of stuff in this tin. This is just a tin that guys would hold their personal effects in. And here in that tin, I hold this stuff as well as writing utensils, which would be, here's some ink. Here is an original 1930s, there you go, 1930s fountain pen. Pretty easy to get. Antique shops have them typically. Here's just a pencil. Very simple Ticonderoga pencil, because they've been making these for hundreds of years, or like 100 years now. So Ticonderogas have worked great. This is a clothespin, relatively simple, wooden clothespin. This is a Prince Albert chewing tobacco tin that inside here, I put my letters, VML, if you can see down there. So that's what I put in there. Right here is a waterproof case that holds more M1 Grand cleaning stuff that would not be in the buttstock. That's the buttstock stuff. This would go in your cleaning kit. So inside here would be cleaning rifle. This is bore cleaner. Yeah, it is poisonous, so it also smells terrible. So there's that. This is I think 44 dated. Cleaning patches. That's reproduction. I use that for reenacting. This is original cleaning patches still in the box. Here is more grease, lubricate. This stuff is and this is in rough condition, but other stuff's still in great shape. And this is a extra bristle head brush for the M3A1 tool. So yeah, a lot of guys will carry this too, as stated before. So let me just stand up really quick. I know I just did that all in one consecutive video. I did not cut it at all. Been 26 minutes so far. So, just a brief overview of everything. So, as I stated before, this is an impression for a rifleman in B Company, 104th Infantry Regiment, 26th Infantry Division, in the European Theater of Operations, February 1945 I'm going for here. So this is very late war in the European theater. They would typically be in Germany, the Rhinelands during this. So, Luxembourg, all that stuff. So, as I stated before, this is a very, very full kit. I will go into, I probably will make more videos in the future going over, basically going into depth. If you want me to go in depth on any more of these things, just let me know. I can explain how I do stuff, go into depth on how some things are, I made some things, so I did make a lot of paperwork. Yeah, I can really, this is, like I said, as I stated before, this is my first video, so it's just a full impression. I have a lot more of other impressions in the works, including tanker impressions. So, yeah, that's about it. I know this is a long video. I try to get everything in as possible. Please write down the comments if you want me to go into depth and make new videos on anything else. But yeah, thank you for whoever has watched this. I hope you guys learned something from this as well as got some understanding. Please feel free to give me any feedback on anything I said wrong or anything I did wrong or anything incorrect with the impression at all. I would greatly appreciate it. Please don't hesitate with that. So, yeah, thank you guys for stopping in, and I will see you guys later.